welcome everybody to the Breachers preseason week 3. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster, Philibust. Phil, how are we feeling for today's expected high-tier matchup? I don't know.
Yeah, very stoked, very stoked. Couple teams that have shown a lot of competence. Infinity definitely, I think, going to be in contention for one of the top teams, and Rush has been showing us nothing but good signs so far. So I'm hoping to see a back and forth action tonight, and I definitely brought my little black notebook. I'll be taking some notes.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the teams that they have beat. Rush only played 1 game so far this season, but they beat Pure Vato Loco. Pure Vato Loco has played another game this season, and they have won that one 21-2. So they're beating an opponent 21-3 that is able to do that. You know, it's kind of like again, there's this whole ladder that we are working on establishing right now in these early preseasons, and I do think that Rush could definitely be a team that could give Infinity a run for their money. Okay, not to say that it's going to be again. We're only into week 3 right now, so we're still kind of finding our footing on these teams. But I am hopeful that we're at least going to get 2 coordinated teams going up against each other this afternoon. You know what I mean? Plays in mind here, especially when it comes to, you know, just knowing the maps, knowing objective placements, knowing effective breaching points on those objectives. I think that's what we can expect here this afternoon. But I mean, with Infinity, are we going to see all that eco management we should expect out of a top team?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And I was actually fortunate enough to, I think, cast that Rush versus Pure Vato Loco game, and Rush did look very coordinated on both sides. And yeah, I think Infinity is one of those teams that has been pushing the meta forward. You know, I think you'll see its Dolphin is one of the few members that is regularly buying into the Knut on certain rounds and making it work, especially on defense on most of the maps. And it is a powerful tool because that $2,200 investment gets a kill or 2, and then she picks up a Vezin, and it's just it can swing the momentum one way or the other. So definitely gonna see some solid play from both sides, and definitely I think sticking to the meta or pushing the meta forward at the very least. Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one, no matter what happens.
Hopefully Rush do have that 5th jumping into lobby. We are just waiting for one more to hop in. Otherwise, it will be a bot on the side of Rush, and that's definitely not something you want. Just the other day, we saw a bot giving guns, essentially, to the opponent. You know, they buy into a oral or something in round 2, and they're flinging their bodies at a team, going straight into an objective position and just getting mowed down, and then that's a gun on the floor for your opponent. So you don't necessarily want to have to go in with that bot on your roster, but I imagine that Rush will, I mean, who knows, hopefully have a 5th jump in, and there it is. As I say that, Salty Raccoon has joined, and we should be hopping in to our first map, which looks to be Factory for round 1. No more waiting, as these teams are ready to go. And well, you and me are ready to go, Phil. I'm ready for this Infinity Rush pistol round here. This is really going to set the tone, right? I mean, what kind of coordination is Rush bringing? They're on the attack for these first 6. It's these first 2 rounds that get the first 2 really, because we should expect pistol rounds in round 2 as well.
Yeah, I definitely. And going up against a team like Infinity, who I'm sure they're aware, being at the top, there's going to be no bars held back. So they're going to pull out all the stops here and show us everything they got. So let's see how prepared they are coming into this first round. I'm excited.
Pretty standard breach point if you're going to be pushing in towards B. It is a little risky, knowing that you can be pushed out from that 2-story window if the defense does want to get aggressive. It does look like they've decided to swing pretty late in the buy phase with only 5 seconds left. The entire team rotating all the way back around to the other side and pushing in. I'm wondering what the play is here towards the 2-story, right in towards Ondog, who is waiting for this push just on the other side. They're going to peek out with the Morris, and just takes a touch of damage, but is able to drop back, and there's a nice pickup from Giselle.
Yeah, they have a risky spot to play off the gat. As Ninja Tim does manage to find Rip Red, but that's a tough spot to get out of once you're spotted. And they do manage to punish that. As the damage comes back and forth, Jaziel finally dropping his Dolphin, pushes through the war room up top. And yeah, they are bringing the fight right to them over here on this tank assembly side of the map. as the last 3 remaining members of Rush have worked into the tank room, but slowing down a bit here.
Just going to peek out, take some big damage. Thriller had a nice little, I don't know what you would call that, I suppose, a head peek just over the top of that wall there, able to vault up on top of those boxes. And it's a really nice angle to pick up some big damage. Forces back Ninja. They do have that syringe, though, as they run all the way over to their teammate who was holding on to it. They do get that full health, and so we do have a full health 3v4. Not a bad entry in for Rush by any means, scooping up that 1 kill, and now we'll see what they're able to do once they breach in towards A, because that's going to be, if anything, when we start to see this Infinity team counter push, but not quite yet. They're slowing it down again. 1:28 left on this round.
Absolutely, and poking a couple of holes here and there in the defense, but solid pace. Dolphin still hanging around up top, so I think she is waiting for the call from her teammates that the push is coming in. Once they commit, I think she's going to drop in behind and try to get the crunch in. As Ninja Tim firing some shots in from behind the A bomb site. The info is there, and you think you see Dolphin creeping around the backside. She's getting ready to pounce. This Thriller down to 9 points of health with that EMP in hand. It's going to be tough. Minute left on the clock. They got plenty of time, but an opening pick is what they need right here.
Oh, Dolphin looking for the toes there of Elevate. They're able to ping Elevate just above the duo here. They can't see the two players underneath them, but they can hear it. There's the headshot to the back of Thriller. That's going to open up the pushes. Moscow finds another shot. She swings wide, and Dolphin scoops up a double on the top. 4 left alive for Infinity. A beautifully patient, orchestrated defense there. Really nicely done and well-timed, well-coordinated. It's what you'd expect out of a team that we're anticipating to be at the top of the ladder when it comes week 6, 7 of this preseason. Still, though, pistol rounds again, and it's not going to be until round 3 that we see full buys coming in from both sides.
Yep, agreed. And it is not a bad start though from Rush. I mean, they had some momentum. They got some map control. Just a great. You got to give all the credit to Infinity there. They're set up perfectly. So many angles that you have to clear coming through that A side, and they had all of them pressured. So it was just, that's a lot of pressure to come into for that pistol round. And Dolphin found the perfect timing on the backstab as well. Beautiful start.
We are seeing an unfortunate disconnect on the side of Rush, but they've quickly come back. Are they going to be able to sell? That's wow. That was interesting. Just in time, they were able to disconnect, reconnect, get in control of their body, and sell the Omen that the bot had tried to buy into for round 2. So we are still going pistols, but a lot of utility coming in from the side of Rush. They're going to go in a little bit safer here, utilizing the breaching foam to go top down into A and B. Try and challenge through the windows on the outside, get the drone work in, and really assess the situation before they work their way in. We'll see what that drone sees as it starts to fly through, and it's leading the charge. Dolphin just on the other side. I don't think it's going to spot that out. And Ondog finding several kills as they roam on this upper floor. A big peek out. And it shuts down the initial 2-player drop down. They do take some big damage, though, and so if this drone's able to spot them, then maybe they can scoop up this kill. But this is what we've been seeing out of a lot of teams. This 1 roamer, 1 to 2 roamers on the top floor attacking. And then the rest of the team just holding down the objective, A and B. Nicely defended by the trio, forcing breaching foam. It's Dolphin pushing in with nades as Spiller ducks down, avoids those. Giselle finds the shots. Dolphin finds the flank. It's a 1-for-1 trade over the top as Dolphin continues to push in behind the offense. An attack on the offense side. Another headshot connecting Giselle and Dolphin alone in the 1v1 on this second floor. As Giselle peeks out, they'll find another headshot. Powerful shooting from Dolphin as they pick up even more kills in these pistol rounds. 6-0 off of these first 1-2 pistol rounds. That's definitely a you really can carry, I feel like, as a solo player in a game like Breachers if you can pull off moves like that.
Yeah, and Dolphin, one of the best in the business, already up 6-0 in this first game, and she is just, I'm telling you, she's pushing that roaming metaphor. She's kind of I don't want to say she's writing the book, but if she did write a book, I would definitely buy it, multiple copies, and I'd read it every night before I went to sleep.
Yeah, it is impressive. The patience, too, is one thing as well. You know, not getting over-aggressive confidence. It's all very, it's a demonstration of a talented player, a player very comfortable in this game. And Rush full buying in, Dolphin holding down, full buying in, Moscow actually saving along with Blunt. So an interesting reserved defensive round here. They're not afraid to maybe lose this, but we're also not seeing the full buys coming in from Elevate or Salty either, because they bought into utility last round. Interesting choices on the buys. Very curious to see if Dolphin will be able to defend this initial A entry point here as the team does start to set up and break down these windows. Ultimately, though, where is Rush going to break through? From the bottom floor, so it seems.
Yeah, 3 people working up the orange staircase, trying to come in from beneath, and here they go. This is the patented Rush. This is why Elevate doesn't have the money, because they like to do this drone through and then work behind it with the active camo, and those are not cheap pieces of utility to buy on first and second round. So we do see Elevate rocking again, but with just that Spectral in hand, he's going to let Rip Red push forward with the Vezin. But yeah, interesting to see the save. I think that Infinity's going to think of this as like a bonus round. As the drone spots through, they're breaking through the door blocker here. Unfortunate team fire there into the head of Rip Red. Moscow here to defend the lockers. He's pinched between 2. Elevate's going to get the trade. Backs up, beats up with his team. And the fight is in the locker room. 4v4. Nade comes out. That's a great nade. Doesn't find the damage barely.
Gets caught on the corner, and Elevate going to rotate around the other side. The whole team of Infinity crashing over to the A side to defend from this push, and Elevate goes down trying to rotate through that other window. A nice rotation from Ondog to shut that down. We're into a 3v4. Ninja here. They go down. Dolphin tries to swing, and Giselle is waiting for that peek. They take some quick shots, and Dolphin says, no, I'll take that challenge. Finds the kill. Thriller's up next, and it's a double. It leaves Salty Raccoon alone on A, no less, undefended, but no EMP in hand, and so it's all going to be a matter of flanking and finding at least really just doing damage at this point to the opponent.
Yeah, 1 versus 3, a lot to ask with nothing but a pistol, but they all have rifles, so you get the first pick onto Blunt here, and you pick up a rifle, and maybe it's all possible, but they're playing tight. I don't think, even if you find the opening frag onto Blunt, that you're going to be able to pick up the gun for free. As the pressure immediately comes in, Dolphin with the refrag and shuts it down just like that, and that's 3-0. Dolphin with 4 kills on the round, going up to 10-0 in this first map.
10-0. The next teammate is 2-2. You know, I mean, Dolphin is absolutely dominating on Factory here. I don't know what you do as Rush. You know, how do you focus Dolphin? Because that's what it comes down to, you know. I guess maybe you slow down your entries, which they have tried. If you go too slow, then the opponent, especially Infinity, will push and capitalize on your team going too slow. And so I don't know what the solution is for Rush, and I don't know that Rush do either. They're trying to figure that out right now, and it looks like, at least for this round 4, the solution for their economy is going to be a full save. Salty is buying into the Vezin, so they at least have maybe a rifle or 2, a little bit of utility, but still a eco round coming in from the Rush squad.
Yeah, no doubt. With the amount of tricks she has in her bag of tricks, and how patient she is, and how well she coordinates with the team when she's on those roams, you know, like even if you do manage to invest a bunch of resources into chasing her down, she's calling that out, and her team is then swinging behind and putting pressure. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard. It's like trying to solve a 10x10 Rubik's Cube. There's a way to do it. I just don't know how.
Let's see if they can figure it out here, because they are going to get that Rubik's Cube thrown right at them. Dolphin on this upper floor. Almost seemingly going to be peeking out through this window. It wouldn't surprise me if they challenged Thriller in the open. And this is what I'm talking about. If Rush is too slow, Dolphin will punish that. It's a tough opponent that they find themselves up against. If they're too quick, they go right into a heavy defense, and Dolphin not expecting them to be here. That was perfectly played, I think. That's honestly exactly what they needed to do, was anticipate Dolphin. Finding that kill is huge, because that's the kill leader. The next best kill is, next most kills is 2. Granted, it's a fully equipped team, and Ondog is here to say, hey, I can still hold things down, and scoops up a couple of kills. fending off this push.
Yeah, that's it. The problem with that. You get the kill. Even getting that second rifle in hand is the nade just barely doesn't quite go around that vending machine. You still only have 2 rifles. Oof. Just on dog just showing. I can pop off as well. On for the ace right now. I think he's on a 3-piece. Turns around, shooting at Thriller through the hatch, through the skyline. He finds his 4th, and the ace is not going to come through. His blunt shuts down Raccoon on the backside, but still showing that even when Dolphin's not able to carry the round, we can still come through, especially with 4 Vezins in hand. There's no loose chains on this defense. It seems, you know.
Yeah,
links in the chain. Is that what I'm trying to say?
Yep, no easy entry point. No weak links. That's what you're looking for. No weak links in the chain.
That's the one.
Loose links, sure. They might be loose too. But yeah, they're not even loose here. It is a very tight 5 on the side of Infinity, and they are making it difficult for Rush. Rush is showing us coordination, showing us an eco understanding. They're not coming in here without a lot of map knowledge and game knowledge, but Infinity is just countering it with this, it's Dolphin Roamer, and then, again, like we're saying, even once it comes time to push, they're running into a lot of very skilled shooters on the side of Infinity. That's what it takes to be a top team. It's not just one player, but if that one player can do all the work, then, hey, that works out for you because it's a round win for the team. And at the end of the day, you're looking for those map wins in a best-of-3 series here this afternoon. You can see above we are only on map number 1 between Infinity and Rush, and so there could be some opportunities for Rush to get some rounds, but it's not going to be starting well here with Dolphin finding a double out through the lobby. At least Ondog gets picked up. Giselle with their 5th kill.
The Ondog feeling it a bit too much there. He's getting pretty aggressive with that front door. Getting shut down. After that last 4K, I think he was ready to pop off some more, but still got Dolphin to deal with in this lobby. Once again, we're seeing that masterclass patience come through. There it pays off. Peels the head off of JJ Zeal. Now it's a 2v4 situation, and this was their full buy round, and it's already struggling. So, yeah, it's tough to say what to do here. 2 versus 4, only 2 rounds left. It's tough to justify saving at this point. You don't really need money. You need rounds on the board, you know?
Yeah, and I think they should have done what they did last round. Rotated a bit, maybe gone the long angle, tried to catch Dolphin out, knowing that they're going to roam, and then go from there. You know, that was, I think, their best chance at pushing in. But it's obviously then pretty hard to coordinate an effective crash into this Infinity defense. So, like we were saying, no real easy route in, but definitely staying here and waiting on the outside is not the way to go because Dolphin will find the kills. One goes down, they vault out for the other. 14-1 in these first 5 rounds. They're looking for all 6 and then swapping sides.
Yeah, on par for the flawless first half here. Just vaulting out the window there like it's an action movie. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know if she had 2 hands on the gun there. Barely had time to get the second hand. 14-1 so far. Dolphin just absolutely popping off. And yeah, I don't know. I think what can you do? Try to slow the momentum. Try to focus on. She has been roaming, right? Perhaps try to hunt Dolphin and try to. I don't know. You don't want to let her get into too much of a rhythm because she could just run away with it. As we see a Knut coming out in the hands of Rip Red. A little bit of an interesting force buy. Dig deep. What do you got left in the tank, Rush?
All right.
Show us a little something. Put 1 round on the board before halftime.
I don't hate the buys. RCP Taurus coming in from the other half of Rush there. And yeah, going to be tough. They need this one if they want any chance at winning this map. Otherwise, all they'll be able to do is tie if they end up losing here. And I doubt Infinity will make that even remotely easy. But they do manage to get up onto objective floor and are seemingly just going to be charging right in to the objective room. Ripped going to breach in towards B. No checking on any traps, and thankfully there aren't any. Shotguns here. Drone comes in. Flashes are out. Oh, it's a smoke, excuse me. And Rip Red trying to make their way through double suppression fire, both through the doorway and through the wall. Moscow and Blunt both shooting through those walls there. There's just... They know exactly where they need to be firing to shoot down both sides of this server in the middle of this room, and there's just no way of getting through this doorway towards B. It's why they didn't set up any sort of traps or utility. And Ondog on the other side finds a kill all the way through the window. Elevate's going to look for the frag on a Dolphin, and that's a risky challenge considering Dolphin's been a fantastic shot so far today. Giselle almost gets scooped up. Utility tries to come in, but it doesn't go through the window. Giselle's going to try their hand at getting a flash through onto Dolphin, but Dolphin is tucked in. There's a static emitter on the ground there as well, so no easy entry as Thriller finds one with Viper. Ondog goes down. There's the frag from a Dolphin. Giselle goes down. It's all up to Thriller.
Oh, just brutal. Elevate had the angle there on Dolphin coming up the stairs while she was looking out the window, and she just hit the nastiest flick. Just shut it down. Now Thriller left in 1v4. It's not a lot he can do here. And that's going to be the clean 6-0 sweep for the first half here on Factory. Dominant start here from Infinity.
You swap sides, go into the pistol round, and yeah, I mean, I think you just have to kind of let this one go. And we've seen, you know, especially even in series played the last 3 weeks, where teams have lost certain maps pretty heavily, and then they're able to contest the rest of the series. You know, I think maybe this is just not Rush's map. You know, we'll see how they're able to defend on this pistol round. Maybe they can scoop up a point or two. They at least want to get on the board. So you are seeing some investments in utility, health syringes. They're not necessarily doing a whole lot of economical conserving, and neither is the Infinity side, rightfully so, because they just want to wrap up this map with 7-0.
Yeah, I think definitely you don't, even if you don't think your chances of winning the map are good, you definitely want to put a round on the board, maybe invest in the second round, get a couple rounds, show a little bit of momentum, just kind of build team morale before you go into the next map. But let's see, we're going to see what kind of play Infinity's coming out with this. It looks like it's a really fast breach onto the B bomb site here. Moscow already working his way into the connector as all 5 members piling through that window. Blunt finds Giselle. Thriller finally does drop Moscow out of the connector, but the EMP's already going down.
Going for that 200 plant, 200 into the pocket right now. Not that they necessarily need it, but if they lose this round, it'll at least have a little extra cash. They could probably buy into their ARs as Blunt pushes in, finds one connection with the Taurus, looking for Elevate. There's the second. A 1-2 punch to shut down the A defense as Salty Raccoon and Rip Red rotate around towards this the entire team. Rip Red finds a 1-2 punch. Ninja scoops up the refrag, and it's a 1v2. Salty trying to find their way with a couple of kills for the Taurus.
I mean, he can do it. Ninja Tim is one shot with a Taurus. So we can find the headshot onto Ondog here. He can get back into this round. EMP, I believe timer is at about a minute. Oh, and Ondog with the crouch spam, just not going to be able to. He just ducked right under the headshot from Salty Raccoon. A nice try, but that's going to be the first map. Going the way of Infinity.
Really nicely timed. Perfect duck as soon as they peek that doorway. It's what you expect out of a player that's really comfortable with the game mechanics. And yeah, they take map 1 7-0. We got working stats, and we can see Dolphin, a dominating element of the Infinity team. 16-2. Ondog jumping in next, 9-4. I mean, that is an impressive performance from the roamer from Dolphin.
To say the least, absolutely popping off. I believe after just 2 or 3 rounds in, she was already up to 10 kills somewhere in the middle of the 3rd round. Just tough to find an answer to that. Very, very effective roam. Fortunately, they got the money in quick. We didn't get to see the Canuck come out from her. That's always kind of her staple move. But she didn't need it. She didn't need it that game. We're going to jump right into our next map here, which is going to be Hideout. And it looks like this time Rush is going to start on the defense. So perhaps defense is, I think, a little bit easier as a team, especially if you've got some nerves to shake off a little bit. You want to get into a rhythm. Instead of having to coordinate an attack, you just kind of have good comms, communicate well with each other, and react. And you can get that rhythm going a little bit easier. So hopefully we can see Rush get off to a bit of a start here, find a little bit of their rhythm, and put some rounds on the board in the first half here on Hideout.
Yeah, Infinity all set up for this breach on the outside of Gym. I'm curious what their game plan is with them all stacked up on the other edge, but they have some time. I thought we were maybe going to see a roam from Salty Raccoon. They may actually pop that window and try and peek down onto Dolphin, Moscow, or Blunt if they do hold out here. And maybe Salty can catch an early pick, but look at how aware this team is. Dolphin's going to open things up with the first kill, too, and they're already breached in towards Jim. They've already picked up 2 kills on the defensive end, and double smokes are here for the EMP plant, so they can then drop back out of this breach door and defend the EMP. A textbook play and perfectly executed by Infinity on the offense. They're going to drop back and hold the EMP now. No need to push any farther.
Yeah, this round is almost all but over with that. It's a very strong plant. You can defend it from outside on the staircase. There's so many angles as the Elevate just stuck behind the bomb there with nowhere to go. And Salty Raccoon trying to rotate around through the garage. You see him pushing out of the garage there. He knows that they have to get the kills on the people hiding outside with that bomb plant. That's yeah, beautiful round. Perhaps a little overzealous with the initial aggression through that storage doorway.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them kind of pull back, take their time, and get a little bit of a rhythm going before trying to play this aggressive play, especially into Infinity, who clearly are showing that they are here to win and they're here to play.
Yeah, this is a team that has impressed us in all the matches that we've watched them play so far, and they are continuing to do so here in map number 2 of this series. And it is to no credit, I mean, not to discredit Rush by any means. Again, that was I mean, do you think there could have been a better execution on that breach? The double smokes were perfectly lined. They got in. They had both doorways held. They didn't push in over aggressively. They got the early picks. I mean, that is the perfect breach in on that objective, in my opinion, on the pistol round.
Absolutely. Yeah, flawless execute. You're right. It's tough. It's tough to poke any holes in how you reacted to a flawlessly executed attack from Infinity. But as we're going to see another fast play, it looks like they're working right into the bedroom with a quick flash play. All four members of Infinity already here, quickly breaching this wall onto B. The fight is going down already. The hole is in. Nades coming through. Dolphin just standing outside the window, spamming with that Vezin into the connector. He's going to find Thriller in the back of the site. Giselle goes down. Now it's Salty Raccoon in the back hall, and Rip Red trying to rotate around the lobby side. He's going to drop to the Cyclone. Hold down to Salty Raccoon on a 1v5.
I think they have a Jesper in hand.
Yes, yeah.
Gonna
Stuck
be
between
tough.
a rock and a hard place.
Blunt finds that kill, and it's 2-0 out the gate for Infinity. That is a quick push in, and again, a very, I mean, like you said, get the notebook out, because that breach even had some interesting elements to it. They're not breaching the window at the front of the window. Instead, they were dangled off of the roof and were hanging, so maybe minimizing exposure of their head by being able to just shoot, you know, waist down essentially through that window. It's all very tactical choices coming in from the Infinity side when they are making these entry points, and they are just giving no room for Rush to even breathe, really. That's the whole point of how well they're coordinated here on the offense.
Definitely. That hanging spot up the roof there through the window has a couple of benefits. First of all, it keeps you at an awkward, if someone comes around the corner, they're not expecting you up there. And also, it lets you peek over those boxes in the bedroom to kind of see into the connector underneath the hatch.
Interesting.
So there's extra elevation, little headshot peek. So if you did catch that, take that one in your guys' notebook and definitely use that. Even solo playing in pubs, you can use that one. Very useful. Rip Red getting right into the action here in the garage.
Oh.
It's just to find Blunt and Moscow. So nice little 1-2 punch, and they're going to be up 5-3. This is a good chance for them to get their first round on the board. So numbers advantage. 4 rifles in hand. Salty Raccoon may be able to shift up and pick up one of these guns, but looks like they're going to play it safe and fall back into the bomb site. Very effective roam there from Rip Red. So this is a good start.
I like seeing the adjustment, too. You're seeing the static emitter planted right where they went for the EMP plant last time. That's going to shut that down as Rip Red gets too aggressive, both them and Thriller, pushing this doorway again and getting punished for it again. Ninja and Dolphin getting right back into this one as Dolphin finds the kills. Elevate gets their head popped. The EMP gets planted 200 more into the pockets, and what was a beautiful start in the garage for Rush ends up being absolutely turned around by Dolphin on that push in.
Yeah, that's brutal, and it was exactly the same bomb site as the pistol round, and you saw the exact same mistake. It didn't happen right out of the gate. They waited till later in the round for the aggression, but it seems like Rush is just
Wow.
over stressed about letting them, once that wall gets blown, they don't want to give Infinity that sort of map control. I think what they need to do is just, relax, contest. They have control of the outside area from the start of the round. And just keep those bodies alive in the storage. That way, if they do smoke and push in and try to get the plant on the lower bomb site, they can spam. They have bodies alive that can spam shots into the smoke and kill them while they're planting. So maybe just, maybe a little anxious, a little overzealous there, but some signs of life at least. They had some hope there. So hopefully we can see more of that into this fourth round.
Utility is down a double hold here in garage, and they are going to be holding right into the offensive push in. Giselle, I think, throws a nade out, and that does fantastic damage. Almost takes down Ondog and Ninja. Dolphin suffers a slight bit of damage there, and Ondog just barrels through after healing with their syringe. Ninja should also be getting healed up here soon, and everyone repaired after that big grenade damage. But either way, a nice counter-aggressive opening that does get punished. The garage is cleared. They're going to be opening up B here soon, and Salty Raccoon's going to find a full team pushing them into this B objective.
And that was brutal as both of the walls get blown at the same time. The coordination, you're seeing it here, flash comes through. Both of the members defending B are going to fall, and now it's all down to Thriller trying to rotate around through the garage, but with all your teammates dead, I have a feeling as the nade comes in, and yeah, they're so ready. That was a beautiful start with the nade. Every single member of Team Infinity had some damage on them, and it just didn't seem to slow them down at all. They just pushed through as if they weren't even phased.
They really did. That was an eco round for Rush, I should say, as they all now have the ability to buy in. And I do love that we're seeing Rush give it their all here. There's no rounds where they're like, this is over. They're not throwing their bodies at this team. They are trying all kinds of different tactics to figure out anything that's going to work against Infinity. Is it going to be that aggressive style of 2 or 3 on the upper floor looking for the kills? Is it going to be everyone tucking in around objective? And I think what we're seeing from Infinity is that they're able to counter the style no matter what. They're pushing in on the outside perfectly, so if you are aggressive, then you're going to get hit with a fully coordinated team. They're pushing in towards the objective perfectly, so the double breaches, everyone charging in through different entry points. It's just, it is really a very good display of a very good team right now, and Infinity, despite this score line, are really making Rush seem like I think they're a much less organized team than they are this afternoon, because Rush are really giving it their all here.
Yeah, at the very least showing some good mentality, good mental game as Thriller manages to get an opening pick, and then Ondog counters the, they managed to get the refrag there as he gets a little too aggressive, and it's a fast play onto A. You got 3 members in on the site, Dolphin hanging outside the shower window, cutting off any of the rotates, and yeah, it's very coordinated. The only weakness is Elevate, and Ondog is ready for Elevate in the lobby. Giselle managing to find one, but it's a 2v3 now. Don't count him out of it yet as Dolphin drops Giselle. Now it's all down to Salty Raccoon, creeping his way in with the Knut in hand. Yeah, they're like a unstoppable boulder just plowing through.
A hive mind that is in very good sync too. And I think what I'm really seeing is that, in a game like this, in a game like Breachers, if you are this coordinated, it is super hard to fight against. As Ondog shuts down the retake, they think that's such an early EMP plant. I think I'm also seeing a heavy prioritization and getting in and getting those EMP plants and then dropping back. There's maybe it's because they're feeling so confident in their pushes, but it is just again a very good master class, dare I say, on how to do offense. Like what are some good ways to play offense, and Breachers pushing as a team very clearly is one of them. Have we seen one push in where they're actually not all together, or at least pushing the same half of the building?
No, not too many spread plays so far, and they are. I think Infinity probably one of the better of the top teams that we've seen so far. One of the better attacking teams with the coordination. It's it's very interesting to see, and like you said, it's a beautiful master class. As I lose my train of thought here, But yeah, I'm just down to see some more. There's no holes in their setup too. Even when they're pushing in aggressively and moving quickly, it's like they, like you said, a hive mind. One person knows, all right, I'm gonna watch the back here. I'm gonna cover the flank, and there's just no gaps to find a weakness in the armor.
Take off that roamer on the second floor. It leaves 4 down on objective to defend as Ninja and everyone breaching in through hatch. Setting up for a B. Yeah, look at how quick they're pushing to. It's a different B push, too. It's not the same one that they've done 3 times already today. They throw a completely different entry point way into B, so the utility is not set up. You can see the static emitter is placed in that last breach point where they don't even bother pushing through. And
they don't even blow the hole in the wall. there's Infinity have 3 famous well, they're other than their pistol, and they have kind of 2 famous strats that that maybe I shouldn't expose their strat book because I've kind of been studying. But that one that we just saw, they call it the Swatties, I think. And it is, yeah, it's 2 or 3 people moving upstairs. I think Acer actually made this a famous strat through the garage, blowing the hatch, and as they drop into the hatch into storage, 2 people also push from outside through the storage doorway. And like you saw that plant for storage, they just take full storage control, plant safe for storage, and there's not a lot you can do as a defender unless you're ready to hold storage against that immediate crunch. Yeah, brutal. Absolutely brutal, but a beautiful thing to see. So we're going to see the side swap come in, and it's another clean sweep 6-0 for Team Infinity. And now on the attacking side, let's see if Rush, they get one chance to put one on the board here. It's going to have to be a pistol round.
Economy's fully reset. Utility coming out for both sides as Ondog kicks things off with a headshot through the window. We are seeing also very good aim coming in from these players, being able to find these headshots with the Taurus. Oh, and not just Ondog. I think a couple of the Infinity's team opting in for that Taurus choice. Dolphin taking the Cyclone finds another kill as they hold down Garage from any other entry points. Giselo gets scooped up. Ripred is out here and waiting for the aggression of Moscow to push them. That finds another kill, and that will be round number 7 and the map into Infinity's hands. A quick 2 put up on the board here, and what do the KDs look like again? Ondog actually standing out here this afternoon with 10-2.
Yeah, very solid performance from Ondog for sure. Dolphin and Moscow as well. The kills were a little bit more spread out, but just 8-1, 8-2, 8-1. Still Dolphin with a 8.0 kill to death ratio. 10-0, I guess, is better. 0 deaths on Ondog with the flawless game. I don't think I've ever seen that in a VRML match before. Ninja Tim also with 0 deaths. That's very impressive stat line coming out from the way of Infinity. So.
Yeah, no kidding. They are, again, just playing mega coordinated right now, and we are going to get ready to jump into our final map of the afternoon on Skyscraper with, I believe, what do we got here? Infinity on
the attack.
Side.
They did swap. Yep. Yeah, swap side. Yeah, and I think, like you pointed it out, I think the main difference is you can't counter the better aim with better strategy, right? Like if they're just hitting their shots and they have some of the best strategy in the game, I think trying to mix it up and find a counter, I think maybe you just stick to playing your game and just let everybody focus on trying to hit those shots. Don't do anything too fancy. So let's see what they bring into this final map. If they can keep their cool after being down 14-0 in the series, it can be a little bit difficult. It's definitely can shatter the mental, but they've stayed strong so far. Like you said, they don't have any of that screw it mentality. They're still giving it their all every round. So let's see if that mental game continues for Rush here.
I mean, really, if you're even a, I gotta imagine even right now, even for you, Phil, just as a top play, if you are a top team, you gotta be watching Infinity here and just, seeing that they are definitely coming to play in this preseason. They are in sync. They're bringing their strategies. And it is so far working very well for them. If you are one of those top teams, you definitely got to be worried. Nades like that are something you got to watch out for as Ninja Tim finds Thriller at B, and the plant comes down. A couple of kills on the backside for Ripred, and Elevate might be pushing in here to find the kill on the Moscow. No, the Cyclone will prevail.
Yeah, the experience coming in here though. Rip Red with a nice 2 on the back, but they have another powerful plant here that's going to be able to be defended from outside the window. Oh, but Ninja drops outside the window, so that's the main defender. Now if they can kill Blunt, Moscow being in the connector is not in the best position to defend here. His position gets pinged out. Giselle finds the headshot, and this could be Rush putting their first round on the board as all members of Infinity go down, and they do with the retake. Rip Red there played a very interesting spot outside on the outside of the railing on the lobby side. He was able to get one and then instantly drop down to the bottom floor and then catch another one trying to push and refrag him with a beautiful headshot there. Props to Rip Red. That's exactly how you want to see it. Rush get off to a good start here in the third map.
Excellent job from Rush. They're able to buy into a couple of ARs. A risky choice to make, but you do want every advantage you can get up against the team like Infinity, so you got to take those risks. And we're actually able to buy into 3 ARs so that the rest of the team, like Thriller and Elevate, buy into the utility. They hand that off to their teammates, and ultimately you have a pretty well-kitted out squad on defense, at least far more kitted than your opponent Infinity, and they are definitely full buying. And I mean, wouldn't you, after your first win, of course, you know, try and take anything you can get at this stage?
Oh yeah, and to beyond that, it's more. This is a defensive map as well on Skyscraper. I think buying into 3, even 4. I would say 3 is probably the sweet spot, and playing tight, not roaming too far, as we see Rip Red is want to get a little aggressive. But you play tight and you win the round clean. You keep those rifles defending each other with crossfires, and you win the round with at least 3 people alive. You bring all those rifles into the next round, and it doesn't do any dent into your economic setup. But yeah, I think playing against Infinity with how the series has been going, you want to take as much momentum as you can off of that first round win for sure.
I don't think we've said it yet, and unfortunately we haven't, but if you are tuning in, you can check this final map out on X Stadium. It's a fantastic app that you can watch on your Quest or Quest 2. You can enjoy these games live in VR. Really cool way of enjoying the action. We would recommend checking that out if you haven't already. And if
Another
you are
nade onto
on
Thriller.
YouTube, oh my goodness.
Poor Thriller. The second time now he's just been stuck in a spot when a perfectly nade drops in right behind him. All right, and that's 2. That's one of the rifles down, but Rip Red coming in from the back with a nice backstab. And now it's all down to Elevate. 2v2.
Oh
Rip Red finds his third. Now it's just Dolphin. 1v2. Pressure comes in and she has nothing but a pistol, but she finds the first, but Elevate comes in with the backstab. That's what you need to see. So they got their second round on the board. That's exactly beautiful, but they did lose 4 members on their team, so they're only going to be able to bring one of those Vezens into round 3, which means that's a bit of a dent. Getting 4 kills there as Infinity does do a little damage into the economy. So we'll see what the buys look like for the third round here on Skyscraper.
Little celebratory dance from Elevate there as they do manage to come out on top of that round. And yeah, this is Rush in the lead, up 2-0 on map 3. And I was going to say when we were just starting that, you know, momentum's certainly in the hands of Infinity. But, you know, if you're not too careful, especially on a third map, you can get a little bit overconfident, a little bit too loose. And ultimately, I think that's what we saw happen here with the Infinity squad. The Rush team, again, buying in heavy to that round 2, a smart choice. It sets them up nicely for round 3, so nice that they actually prevent the Infinity team from really being able to buy too heavily into this third round even. And so they're really looking good on defense, on Skyscraper. Hard to break through the shell, especially once it's been hardened like it is now. And you can even see the team still celebrating off of their 2 rounds in the books on Skyscrapers. Giselle here here's the breach and is ready and waiting for the drop down on Dog, pushing in. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. How do they defend again what has been a very coordinated Infinity team that I imagine will be even more coordinated now?
Yeah, I think you're right. Also, twofold. After, I think, losing the first 2 maps, I think it takes a lot of pressure off of the Rush squad as well. Allows them to just start hitting their shots because it's no pressure. You've already lost the series. It's kind of icing on the cake. You just give it your best shot at this point without the win versus the pressure of winning. It's a heavy weight to take off the shoulders. Looks like 3 members of Infinity are going to be vaulting into the bathroom. Flashbang comes through. They have bathroom control. There's a static there underneath, so they're going to have to foam up this wall if they want to find their way onto the B bomb site.
Looks like Rip is considering vaulting. And ooh, a kill from Giselle through the wall as Ninja breaches in the other side of the door. The ping is coming in as Rip does rotate around behind Moscow. Finds two with Blunt and Moscow going down in Bathroom. A beautiful dropout. This has been working for Rip. They've been surprising this this offensive team from Infinity with more aggression than they've been showing all series as, again, Rip goes outside the confines of the map to get around this offensive team. Ondog and Rip in a bit of a fight as Rip is able to drop back away from that shotgun, but right into Ninja Tim. Elevate alone.
Unfortunately, just wasn't aware of Ninja Tim's position. That's going to allow Ondog to pick up EMP and another rifle and rotate in. All down to Elevate as Ninja. Little bit of a predictable spot there from Elevate playing that headshot glitch. It's a powerful spot, exposing nothing but your head, but if the other team's ready for it, the head's all they need to see.
So close.
Yeah. I did like that drop out the window from the radio above into the bathroom behind them, managing to find it. Was it 2 or 3 kills? Very strong play from Rip Red. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him in this map, even though it didn't quite finish the round out. Good. Signs of life. This is what you want. They're still up 2-1. Now, the big economic switch that round. Now, everybody on Infinity is going to have fully kitted Resins and all the util they could want. You're going to have to see 3 pistols in the hands of Rush, but signs of life, you know, stabilize, save 1 round, side 2-2, and then get back on the bandwagon. Just keep putting rounds on the board.
I mean, they have, and again, it's like, it just goes to show you they haven't been playing bad in these first 2 maps that they lost 0-7. You know, they've been ecoing perfectly. They've been managing their economy well, but they just haven't been able to defeat Infinity. And so you see when they do get some round wins, they do have strategies that they're able to break out against Infinity. But yeah, like you said, an eco round now, and we're going to be on board Rip as they are here ready and waiting for Dolphin and this team to breach in. Giselle also here, ready and waiting, risking peeking out. The drone going to identify both of their positions here as they're both going to have to drop back, and the drone does get destroyed on the upper side. Rip going to continue their hold here, a very risky hold as grenades could easily come around. Moscow could easily peek from the side, and there's the coordinated push in. Beautiful coordination from Moscow and team.
That was insane, right? You could see Dolphin holding onto the ledge, and she waited, and as soon as she vaulted through, it looked like Giselle was in position to catch her. But at the same time, Moscow and Blunt pushing through the other side as the shots come through. And just like that, the entire defense crumbles. And now it's Infinity with full control of this A bomb site. EMP probably going to get planted. Salty Raccoon in a 1v4.
Complete retake. And I think the right choice is for Salty to try and save, not challenge, as Dolphin is there and was going for the hunt with the drone in front. But the kill came to them, and 4-3 on map number 3. Infinity have woken up. The sleeping bear in map 3 here, as they are now well in control. Full buys coming in for both sides, however, as Rush actually can't full buy because Salty and Giselle bought last round so heavily into those Vezins. They are going to only have 3, and so 2 pistols on the side of the Rush end, and a bit of a mismatch on their economic management, but maybe, again, it could be all planned in terms of how they want to have one player stacked up with a little extra cash so they can buy into resources next round. It's all money management at the end of the day, and Rush do have 3 Vezins and a shotgun, which isn't bad, but against a team like Infinity, you want everything you can get.
Yeah, like you said, in that 1v4, if Salty Raccoon had managed to get out with his Vezin in hand, be looking at pretty much a full buy here for the way of Rush. But as the way it is, they're going to have to work with what they got. There's 2 rounds left. They're buying into this one, which I think is smart because you want the best chance you can to win both of these rounds here on defense. As I imagine the attacking side is going to be very challenging on Skyscraper versus the defense. We've seen a quick play with Blunt and Moscow into the clears Salty Raccoon out on the roam quickly. And that's going to be a lot of map controls. This is what you were saying, more of a spread out Infinity for a change, as you've got. Yep, Dolphin working in the B bomb site finds a pick. Ondog is dropped into the server room, crunching on the other side of B with it following up on the drone. And just like that, they've just squeezed the entire defense of Rush into these 2 bomb sites. And they are pressuring from both sides, blowing holes in the walls. At Elevate is caught between a rock and a hard place. Drone coming through, flashes, smokes. All down to Rip Red now in a 1v5. Let's see what he can do.
Moscow knows right where they are. I think the drone spotted them too as the pings are coming in, and the whole team charging forward as they scoop up round 5. All 5 alive there, and Infinity quickly taking back the lead in map number 3, going up 3-2 here. But still, good to see Rush trying, contending, putting up a good solid back and forth here on Skyscraper. They do have essentially no money to really full buy, and they're going to have to buy here because this is the last round before we swap sides and reset economy.
Yeah, I still think it's the right play. Fully buying into round 5 gives you the chance to win both round 5 and round 6, whereas you're going to have a crappy buy on one of the 2 rounds. It might as well, assuming you lose, you might as well buy in round 5, and then if you win and you bring enough guns over, you can have a good buy on both. Whereas if you save on the first round, you're guaranteed to have bad guns. You know, it makes sense. Still the right play, but it does leave them here with 2 Canuts in hand. Got a Viper on the hand of Thriller. Elevate with the RCP, and yeah, one last attacking play from the playbook of Infinity as 3 members stacked outside of the screen room. Drone coming through. Giselle trying to get a little bit aggressive there. I don't think they're going to be ready for Ripper in the corner unless it's the drone spotting him out. Yeah, and just like that, all 4 members come in. They know exactly where you are. Even with a shotgun in hand, that's going to be tough. So 3v5.
I mean, this is it really is the benefit of teamwork. You just have more HP with more bodies. And if you're together, it's harder for one person to win a fight. You just, coordination seems to be king in a game like this, and you'd expect it to be. As Salty Raccoon tries to rotate back, they get scooped up. Elevate alone with an RCP in hand on the final round of this side on defense, and it's a 1v5. Everyone's full health on Infinity. No point in really saving, but also not much point in pushing for Elevate. So for now, they're going to hold still, and looks like round 6 going to go into Infinity's hands, and they'll go up 4-2 before we swap.
That was a brutal flick by Moscow. It was I felt bad watching Salty Raccoon's POV because he dashed across the hallway. Ooh. As he went through. Salty gets, Elevate gets a 1. Hold on, 1v4. Let's not count him out of it just yet, but the crunch coming in, swinging from both sides, and Ninja Tim is going to shut him down. Yeah, Salty had dashed. That's going to be a 4-2 scoreline for Infinity. As what was that? Yeah, Salty dashed across the hallway, was trying to rotate quickly through A and get to the bomb site, but as he walked across, he saw Moscow looking the other way, and so he re-peeked, but as soon as he re-peeked, Moscow had turned and just, oof, what a brutal 90-degree flick from Moscow, who's having a crazy game. 10-4 scoreline, absolutely putting on a show for us here.
Yeah, we are seeing kills coming in on, again, that Rush side. 7-5 for Ripbread. Getting those solid defensive rounds early on with the big kills. 2-5, 3-5 from Elevate, Salty, and Giselle, but ultimately not enough kills coming in. And 2 more rounds needed for Infinity to wrap up this series and take the 3rd map. EMP getting tossed off to the side, but Thriller stops that as they pick it up and prepare their breach into B on our pistol round number 7. Again, a shout out to everyone tuning in. We appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you're enjoying the action. We've been seeing a bunch of folks in chat. We appreciate that. We got a fight up here on top, 2nd floor. On Dog finds some success and aggression. Tries to fly out the door onto Thriller and gets shut down. And I guess not surprising to see, right?
Bit of an overheat there, I would say. Getting the first kill and then just instantly launching your body at them. Definitely shows how confident he is there here on this map. As Dolphin picks up another kill in the background. It's now 2v4. This is just Giselle and Thriller out here on the catwalk, waiting, thinking maybe we'll see some more aggression from these, this Infinity roster. But it looks like Moscow and Blunt are happy to just sit in the bathroom. So he's thinking about it. He wants to do it. You can tell. Oh. This is how you could potentially. This is probably the only way you could lose these rounds. I think Thriller baiting with the footsteps there, trying to get the aggression. It's gonna work. This Moscow seemed to realize what was happening at the last second. Oh. Dolphin though, coordinated, vaulting out the other window. Just it's a beautiful thing. Even when they're overheating, they're doing it so coordinated that it's just unstoppable.
9-3 on the map so far for Dolphin as they find several kills on that pistol round, enabling them to full buy into a Vezin for round 8 and be a prominent threat on the defensive end. Infinity continuing to show why they're a powerful team, even when they're down on a map that they arguably should lose focus on. They are able to recollect, come back in, and completely retake control of the series. 5-2 now, just 2 away from map 3. And Rush looking to just put some points on the board, but not able to buy this round. So it's not going to really be until round 9 that we see Rush put up a contention. And from there, they're going to have to win every round moving forward to at least tie map 3. So yeah, it's hard. The momentum is definitely not in Rush's favor. And if we even see Rush put up some good solid rounds here, it's an indicator of again that Rush are a solid team that we got to watch out for as well.
Oh yeah, I think regardless of the match results, we're going to see some more of Rush. And I think they knew that coming into this, that Infinity, and if I know Infinity, they're going for that #1 spot. So even having won the series, they know every round counts here in map 3 towards that elo. They're not going to give Rush anything to work with. Dolphin with that Vezin. Playing the roam with the Vezin. This is very interesting because she is playing so far away from her teammates. She is finding the kills here, though, as Rip Red trying to push in and get aggressive, but the headshots come through. Dolphin with 1 point of health after that fight. And if she drops over here, that's that Vezin going in the hands of Rush. It could be a bit of a risky play, but that's not what we're seeing as she goes up with 3 kills in the round, up to a 12-3 scoreline. Another dominant Dolphin showcase. Now just Thriller.
Ondog was about to catch Ninja pushing that, or Thriller pushing that, and then Ninja took some random shots into the vent, and they were actually not that random. They chased Thriller off over to the other side where Moscow finds the kill, and 1 more round to go for this Infinity team for all maps to go into their pocket. And that, it's interesting. Rush coming in undefeated. Infinity coming in undefeated. They're going to continue that. Infinity has not lost a single map so far in the first 3 weeks of the VRML. Or am I right on that? No, they've lost. Did they tie a map? Let me see, because I do think if I look at their match history, they did have a pretty close series that we did, I think, tune into part of. You can check the stats out at vrml.com/breachers, where you can sign up for to be on any one of the teams that are recruiting. You can see which teams are recruiting just by checking out the website. You can join the Discord, where you can get involved and become a substitute for teams that need subs. You can find teams that are recruiting on the Discord channel and start playing competitively in the Breachers VRML right now if you so choose.
So yeah, there was a matchup versus Wicked Esports, another potentially top team, where I think they dropped a map entirely. Actually, that was a draw series. They didn't actually win the series, so they lost a map and they drew a map. Pretty impressive stuff there, but a few people in the community probably know the name of Wicked Esports. Definitely no slouch. Not a surprise there to see a back and forth match, as we've got a trade here going into this 9th round. 4v4, but Dolphin just... They're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Dolphin, and it's not enough. She finds another quick 3-piece, going up to 15-3 now. And it's all on the shoulders of Salty Raccoon here. Last remaining hope.
That it's so interesting to see the aiming in Dolphin as well. The prioritization in those headshots, how quickly they snap up to the head of their opponent, even if they're close. It's it's a game of Breachers, and headshots are king, and Dolphin might find another headshot here. No, it's going to be Ninja that gets it. Dolphin wanted the ace, but doesn't find it, and instead it's Ninja with 10 on the board and taking map number 3 for their team, 7-2. That is 3 maps into the pocket of Infinity and a dominant performance from them. Again, a quick look at the stats. Is Dolphin going 15-3? I mean, Rip Red 8-8, not bad. Definitely in there contesting. Again, had those pretty solid early rounds. But like you said, take notes from Infinity today because they really did showcase a very clean team.
Yeah, I think I filled out a clean 3 pages to my little black notebook out of that one. That was brutal. But yeah, credit to Rip Red for sure. He was the one that put them on the map with the start in that first half and got that momentum swung in their favor. I think he was the one that opened up a lot of the gaps in the armor. We finally started to see some chinks in the armor of Infinity.
Yep.
But yeah, 21-2 scoreline in the series, definitely a masterclass performance. What a great matchup to watch. I'm so glad that I got to cast this tonight with you.
Yeah.
Such a blast.
Really was a dominant performance and a good showcase of a top team in the Breachers community. Happy that we stopped into it. We have another game tomorrow, 5 p.m. PST. That is also with 2 top teams that have been winning so far this season, if I am not mistaken. I'm going to take a quick look at what matchup. Oh, I knew what it was before I referenced this, but now I got it here. Zenith VR Esports versus Bandit. Zenith, these are 2 teams that have won dominantly in their first 2 games. 21-1, 21-0 from Zenith, and then Bandit on the other side, 21-2, 21-3 on their 2 wins. So we should another toss-up maybe. That's what we kind of were expecting today, a bit of a toss-up. Who knows what we're going to get. Ultimately, Infinity sticking to the to being one of those top teams, but I think tomorrow should be another top-tier matchup that is going to be a good, solid back and forth, so do keep the eyes peeled for that one. That'll be live here and again on X Stadium, so do download the app now. I believe it's free. You can download on your Quest or Quest 2, and you can watch Breachers games live in a movie theater-sized screen with friends. It's a really cool app, and I would recommend checking it out. Quick shout-out to our sponsors, ProTube VR. I've got my MagTube here. I was using it this afternoon for a little bit of Breachers training. It's a fantastic option that helps stabilize your aim in any of your favorite VR shooters. We also have HyperX with the HyperX Quadcast S in the Cloud 2s. They offer fantastic audio quality, as you're hearing me all day today, and a stellar battery headset on the headphones, over 300 hours, and it's not a lie. It really does last almost forever. I rarely charge this thing. It's crazy. Also, Arma with fantastic jerseys if you do want to get into those. We also are doing merch, so do check out our Streamlabs merch. We have some really cool hats and Breachers VRML merch out there right now that is for sale. I think it's even attached somewhere to this YouTube channel. So do go check that out and scoop that up. But that'll be it for me here on the desk along with Filibust. We appreciate your support. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. But until then, stay classy.
Pre-season of VRML Breachers is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, Asterion Products, VR Cover, Arma.gg, Kiwi Design, and VRware.net.